If you plan on kidnapping anyone, don't use this car. Better yet, don't kidnap anyone. Thank you for joining us again. This is Val Eurosport, and this is Baby Doll 2005 Jaguar XK8 in the rare onyx white over cashmere. What a beautiful color. It's an XK8. It's not supercharged. Somebody really liked it enough to put on a XKR grill. Usually an XK8 just has a blade here, but I think it looks even sharper with the grill. It makes it look like an XKR. I have to say this is a very rare color. I only had it, I believe this is the second time I get an onyx white, even though we sold about 125 of these convertibles and coupes. Hard to come by color, and I think it works great in the South. It doesn't get that that hot inside. It's a little more friendly, easier to maintain than the ivory. Ivory is what Jaguar calls bone white. It's very easy to show dirt. It's so light. This one is kind of tan. They call it cashmere. It's got a cashmere top as well. 19-inch chrome wheels with Michelin tires on it. Beautiful car. Two-owner car. And with only 47,000 miles, just about to turn 47,000 miles. I really like these windows. They're tinted, so it's all equipped. If you live in the South, this is the best car to have. One thing I really like about these XK8s and XKRs convertible is that even though it's a convertible, there's plenty of trunk space. For example, this car was designed for people playing golf, for golfers in mind. If you open the trunk, there's plenty of room for 2 golf bags. Whether you have the top up or down, it makes no difference, because when you drop the top, it doesn't take any trunk space. It gets stored right here behind the seats. So I can do a demonstration. I can open the top and you'll see. So probably the largest trunk space you can have in any of the convertibles, especially the hardtop ones like Mercedes SL or Lexus SE430 or the Infinities, you name it. Once you start folding the top, you only get about this much space here, so it really limits your possibilities. Also, I'd like to point out that here you have a trunk release. So if you plan to kidnap anyone and throw them in the trunk, I suggest you guys use a different car, because whoever's in this trunk will see that because it glows in the dark. We'll pull that out of there and jump out of your trunk. So if you plan on kidnapping anyone, don't use this car. Better yet, don't kidnap anyone. Let me do a quick demonstration of how smooth the convertible top is. It's just a one-button operation. All you gotta do is turn on the engine. You can also do it without turning on the engine, but I'd like to use the engine. I don't like to drain the battery while I'm doing this. So all you gotta do is just hold this button down and wait for it to finish the cycle. If you listen to it, you'll hear a cling. You heard that? Okay. And the cycle, you might drop the windows here if you want. And now it's a convertible. Now we can go to the beach, put on the beach ball in there and the air mattress, and let's have some fun. All right, let me show you how to install the boot cover. This protects the inner liner of the convertible top, the headliner, so it doesn't get dirty with dust and anything else. You just snap it in here in place. Pretty easy to do. Notice the trunk is open so you can catch these little grommets in the back. and then just fold it here. Give it a good love pat, you know how much I love you, and then close the trunk, and voila, here she is in all her glory. This is a perfect car to go touring. This is a tourer, grand tourer right here. Let me talk about some of the interior features in this car. Seats, as I said before, very comfortable. And notice the side bolster is very pronounced, so they keep you firmly in place. And I like the fact that they're pretty firm, so they're not spongy and they make you tired. These are actually very firm. I really love them. And one thing that sets this car apart from anything else out there on the market is the plentiful use of wood. Look at all this wood here in this car. This is real wood, folks, with veneer and everything else. It's just a classy look. So let me talk about some things that are good and some things that are not so good. For example, on these seats, I've noticed, you hear that the motor works, but the headrest doesn't work. And that's something a lot of my buyers ask for. Do the headrest work? Most of them, they don't work. They say they do. I mean, I would be surprised if they work. I would say 70% of them don't work. And the problem is in cables here, they kind of stretch and they don't catch anymore. I believe some BMW 5 Series have that same issue with the seats, where one cable catches and the other one doesn't, and when you recline it, one part works and the other one doesn't, so it twists, you know. So this is a small problem to have, okay? Notice it doesn't matter if it's high or low, because it does its job. I'm a 6-footer. If I sit down in a chair, notice the back of the headrest reaches high above my ears here. So it does its job, whether it's at the lowest setting or high above. So it's just a gimmick that it goes up and down. It does its job. Notice the other thing is that you can actually lean this back and forth. So this is kind of nice if you'd like to make yourself more comfortable. Another thing I like to point out is this wood. I love this wood feel here on the steering wheel. It's so smooth. It's a treat. Look at that. It's so smooth. And here, it's just, you drive this car and you feel special. You feel like, wow, you know. This is a car to treat yourself in. A little armrest here, a little storage box. And this is, see how elegant that opened up? This is a cup holder. May work, may not work. If it's a really tall cylinder like that, it will fall out. But if for a can of Pepsi or something, that will work fine. This is the ashtray. I suggest you guys don't smoke. But if you're into smoking, I'm not gonna stop you. My friendly advice is give it up, guys. This is the button I was telling you about, the convertible top. You have a little storage box here. Shh, don't tell anyone. This is where you put your valuables when you go to the beach. Nobody knows this is a storage box here. Our secret, don't tell anyone. You can open the trunk in 3 different ways. That's really good redundancy right there. You can open the trunk from this button here. You heard that. You can open the gas tank lid from here. The engine has to be off if you want to open that. And you can also open the trunk from the key fob, like right there. And you can also open it from a trunk release button on the actual trunk itself. So you have 3 different ways to open up this trunk, which is really that's smart thinking right there. Before I forget, I wanted to say something about the engine on this car and also the reliability. Because this being a Jag, I get a few doubters out there who are interested in a car. They like the looks and they really like its classiness. But then they ask me, but this is a Jag, right? I mean, do I need another Jag like it for spare parts? You know, they hear these stories passed from the old days about if your Jag stopped leaking oil, that means you ran out of oil, you know. That's no longer the case since Jaguar took over in 90, I believe it was in 92 or 93. Quality was improved dramatically on us. This is one thing we should all be thankful to Ford for. Otherwise, this would have been a lemon right now. But these cars, from my own experience, are very reliable. Engine on this car is a 4.2 liter V8, normally aspirated, 294 horsepower, and it's so smooth. It's a smooth operator. I love this car. Did I tell you the time when I drove one of these? It was actually a supercharged. Drove it from Las Vegas cross country in 4 days to North Carolina. Beautiful ride. Not a single warning light of any kind. No check engine light, no ABS, none of that nonsense. And I didn't have to learn how to walk when I got back here. Very comfortable seat. And listen to the music, take the top down. This is the trip of a lifetime. You guys got to do it. I suggest you buy my Jag here and drive across the country. You're gonna remember me. Hopefully with joy, not with sorrow. Let me start up the car. Listen to that. It sounds like a Honda V8. If Honda made a V8 engine, this is what it would sound like. Never had any issues with the engine or transmission in these cars. They are bulletproof. One other thing I have to say about this body style is that they're actually more popular than the cars that came after in 07. These little babies, they sell for more than the 07, 08, 09, provided it has low enough miles. You know, if it's below 50, 60, you're gonna be surprised how well it does on the market. And that's because people like them. And I've had a number of people, I wish I had a dime for every one of the folks that called me and said, I had one of these before in this color, I sold it and I'm kicking myself, and now I'm trying to find it again. If you can find one in Zircon or Onyx or British Racing Green, whatever the case may be. So let's go on a quick spin and give you guys a taste of what it feels like to be in this car. Comes from Arizona, so it doesn't have a speck of rust on it. Very smooth car. I really like the interior. If you touch this wood here, it's just so smooth. I mean, it's a treat to all senses. You hear the sound of the exhaust. It's like a cat purring. You get the sun. Take the top down. This car is a treat to all senses. Music, you can put on 6 CD changer in the back. You can play any music you want. It's a treat to all senses. Beautiful car. Another thing I wanted to say is it's very comfortable. These seats are just perfect. Not too firm and not too soft, so you get a pain in the back. It's the perfect car. It's high quality. Everything about this car exudes class. Thank you for watching our latest video on this white Onyx XK8 Jaguar coming from Phoenix, Arizona. We appreciate the time that you spent checking our last video. We hope you enjoyed it as much as you did. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and come back and see us again. Thank you.